3. This is the third time, and hopefully my camera will not commit suicide halfway through this review, because so far it has fallen off the stack of books in front of the couch.
It did say goodbye to us. Now, to be fair, it may not have committed suicide because of the movie review. It may have committed suicide because I cannot talk, because we were so boring.
Because we just reviewed Disco Godfather. Put your weight on it!
Put your weight on it!
Put your weight on it!
Okay.
That pretty much sums the movie up in 30 seconds, so peace.
Fuck you all.
So, this movie was easily one of the most boring movies we have ever seen. This made London Has Fallen look like an Academy Award winner.
The best part of the film were the first 30 minutes when you couldn't actually hear the dialogue because the recording was so bad.
Whoever did audio for this movie clearly did not actually study things, because any kind of dialogue or monologue was masked by the over-amazing goodness of 70s disco music.
I mean, the only goddamn person that knew what they're doing was, like, the boom man, who, like, knew that, like, sound was a problem and kept trying to stick the big black mic
So
into
you
their
actually
mouth.
saw the boom mic appearing in various scenes.
Yes.
Like a classic Rudy Ray Moore movie. It's not complete unless you have boom mic penetration through the scenes.
I mean, that giant black rod was either the boom or maybe it was something else.
That boom mic had more appearances in this movie than Judi Dench did in Shakespeare in Love. And she won a damn Oscar for that movie.
Or Waldo in his famous novels.
Oh, you mean Owen Wilson 2.0?
Yes, Owen Wilson 2.0. There's just like this really skinny, white, like, probably has AIDS, white guy, just horribly dancing, you know, terribly representing the white race.
This was basically the blaxploitation equivalent of Studio 54.
I thought it was Studio 51. Like, I thought that they were aliens, and they showed us plenty of aliens during those stripping scenes.
Oh, you mean the cops?
No, the cops didn't arrest any aliens.
Oh, the victims.
Yes, the victims.
Okay, so let's take it back to square one. Okay, so Disco Godfather was a 1970s blaxploitation film starred by famous comedian Rudy Ray Moore, who ironically...
Oh, the joke was on us. Now I get it.
Dun 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 dun. So
Put your weight on.
put your joke on it. This is gonna be throughout the entire review. I apologize.
I don't.
No, of course you don't.
I'm just insensitive.
Kate, you're marrying this man. You realize that.
I'm so sorry, Kate.
He will buy you whatever you want, and by buy you will steal things.
Yes. I'm sorry, but there's some items missing from your kitchen now.
Well, they're mostly plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like Dustin Hoffman of plastics.
I have a terrible stomachache because I can't digest plastic.
Okay, so plot in a nutshell, and it's a nutshell because I don't really think we understood anything that was going on.
You had to be on PCP to understand.
You really did, because this was basically Ninja Champion without the rape and with the drugs. So Rudy Ray Moore plays the Disco Godfather, a retired cop, agent, fed dude.
Tucker was his name, and he also played an all-around nice guy.
He had a really nice couple of suits, though.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I was digging the suits. Why do you think we're wearing these really nice linen suits?
Yeah.
We're rocking out. Put your suit on it.
I mean, if we look even 1/8 as fabulous as the Disco Godfather, then we're doing something right.
Put your suit on it.
Yeah, put your
Just
thrust
suit up.
into it. There's plenty of pelvic
Put your
thrust.
threads on it. Oh, there were plenty of thrust in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, retired agent, whatever, Tucker, Disco Godfather dude, he runs a nightclub called the Blue something. You only see the sign of his club once. So he's the DJ, chief cook and bottle washer, owner, something like that. And opening 10 minutes while they're introducing the cast of characters, he's basically up on the stage yelling, "Put your weight on it," which I had to look up on Urban Dictionary, which pretty much means grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Or twerking. Now, mind you, when I first heard the word twerk, I thought that was some redneck slang, like, "I'm gonna have me a few beers before I get back to work."
First time I heard about twerk is I read someone's response to "What are you doing with your life?" and it was, "What are you doing with your life? Twerking."
Well, that's what I do all day, boy.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
I'm good twerking. That's what I do. 50 hours a week, boy. We had to drink a lot during the course of this movie because it was that dull. We had to amuse ourselves.
Yeah, I was jealous of the people tripping on PCP.
So halfway through the first scene, the first 10 minutes, Rudy Ray Moore, Tucker, Disco Godfather's relative, nephew.
I think a nephew is...
Nephew. Who's supposedly a Pro Bowl player, trips out on PCP Angel Dust Laced cigarettes, has a complete freak out, which of course is me before I've had my coffee in the morning, so I guess it's understandable.
And also when I started rubbing your thigh, that you also freaked out a little bit.
Well, that's why I've got my body stand on the wall.
That's what it's doing there.
Exactly. So when are you leaving these to your room for your honeymoon? Anyway, so yes, so we watched a movie. There's a reason I'm still single right now.
We both suck, Fred.
Yeah, but you have a fiance. I'm single.
That's true. I'm so sorry, Kate. you could really do better. I promise to put my weight on it when I come home.
There's so many bad jokes you can take out of this movie left and right. I'm going to tell you that right now.
But the main joke is on you.
Kate, you aren't here to watch the movie with us, so you should get down on your knees and thank every god in your dictionary that you didn't have to watch this anus turkey.
But definitely not Godfrey.
No. I would rather watch Godfrey than this, though.
Yeah, that was a much better movie.
I'm going to watch it again after you leave.
Oh my god. Then I might not leave.
You watch the shield turn into metal.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Oh, yeah, so we saw a movie. So, during the course of this movie, after Rudy Ray Moore sees his relative trip out on PCP Angel Dust, which apparently is the growing drug in the 1970s, because, God forbid, coke and weed actually made an appearance.
Oh, and the most hilarious thing is, nothing about PCP was accurate in this movie. They just had wrong information.
Well, you are the biologist between the two of us, so...
I'm not a biologist. I'm a doctor, damn it.
I'm giving it on a god captain.
No, I'm a lowly engineer.
So you're DeForest Kelly while I'm...
An alcoholic.
No!
No, DeForest Kelly was a huge alcoholic. He died really early on.
DeForest Kelly. So what about movies?
I don't know. This review is going nowhere. So, long story short, PCP revenge story. His cousin gets whacked out.
You will hear that phrase throughout the entire movie.
So he goes around, he goes and basically finds
every
the guy
drug
responsible.
dealer.
Yeah, every drug dealer. He finds the guy responsible and finally beats him up.
With his helpful assistant, who was pretty much Shaq.
Yeah, who had a small child's voice apparently, which is why they didn't give him very many lines.
It was weird because it was like you had Shaq's body and his kung fu moves mixed with Kevin Hart and Gary Coleman.
Yeah, he did have a Gary Coleman haircut. It was pretty fabulous.
I really was half expecting this guy to go, "What you talking about, Willis?"
He did have that voice a little bit.
It was seriously like if we inhaled helium, his voice would still be higher pitched than us.
Yeah.
This movie was just convoluted and confusing. It had all the potential to be a really good 1970s action flick.
I mean, there wasn't anything technically wrong with the plot. I mean...
There wasn't anything technically wrong with it, but there wasn't anything technically right with it.
I mean, they had, a revenge story, involved family, involved, real issues affecting community. They even had that, ironic twist at the end where, Rudy, I'll call him Disco Godfather, he's against PCP, but in the end of the movie, he's, totally tripping balls. I mean, that was, poetic justice somehow.
Just, the whole course of the movie, when it's not interspersed with clips from his club with him yelling, "Put your weight on it," which happened, 2 or 3 times throughout the whole course of this 93-minute movie.
There wasn't a time when your weight wasn't on it.
There really, honestly, for I think a good 30 minutes was just people dancing with some really awesome moves, don't get me wrong.
And fabulous outfits.
Oh, fantastic outfits. And Rudy Ray Moore shouting at the top of his lungs, "Put your weight on it." I think on average, per every 10 minutes, he probably said it a good 10, 20 times.
Yeah. No, I'd put it above 20 times. Because remember, every time he shouted it, it was at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that is true. And he probably said it 4 or 5 times per scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
it was just this kind of, my silent assistant is going to help me track down these adult PCP angel dust ridden people in hospitals to find who sold them the drugs, to track down who sold them the drugs, and do this trickle down effect.
I don't think they
that
did
made
any-
really no sense whatsoever.
They didn't do anything nearly that effective because that would have eventually found the source. Like, for as far as I could know, they were just walking around sort of randomly and like getting assassination attempts against them, which was just what? And then the last like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, like suddenly it's like, oh, I know who the guy is.
Yeah, because as far as we can tell, the person that was making the angel dust was this person that took over a minor league basketball team and was targeting major basketball league players to smoke PCP late cigarettes so they would get whacked out and no longer be able to do major leagues, and then he could buy them out half price to sign up on his minor league team. And that was pretty much the only explanation why he was doing this. This wasn't like Temple of Doom where soon Kalima will rule the world. It was just, no, we're going to shortchange them. Screw it.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Like, he had this successful drug business, but for some reason his main goal in life was to own, like, a failing team. Like,
So we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds. Hey-o! Sorry.
down low. There we go. That was good. That was good.
That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny right there. So, that's the only reason he's making this drug and spreading it across thousands upon thousands of people in hopes of targeting a couple of dozen individuals to drink the Kool-Aid, or in this case, smoke the cigarettes, and do his basketball equivalent of Jonestown.
You know, I honestly could have made a better movie, you know, trying to get, like, T-ballers addicted to, like, you know, nerds.
Caffeine.
Yeah, or caffeine.
Or Nerf.
Or Nerf.
If you're going to get addicted on something, I would do it as Nerf. Hell.
I don't know. Those little foam arrows are pretty hard when they get shot into your eye.
Well, clearly you never played with lawn darts when you're growing up.
Well, clearly you never played with my brother when you're growing up.
I've never met your brother, so I have no idea.
That's why you can still see out of both eyes.
Oh, he's taking the lawn darts and shoot them straight up in the air.
Oh, I have seen. I didn't see, but that happened to one of my friends. He got a lawn dart stuck in his back.
So he probably had coloring books for the rest of his life.
No, that's how he found out he was gay.
Oh, so we watched a movie, by the way. So, this movie goes on for 93 minutes, and then throughout the entire course of Rudy Ray Moore and his assistant targeting these drug lords, amidst the scenes of him doing the disco club, you have this one woman who I think she was tripping out on it, had a group of Christians trying to pray for her to recover from the drug while she's tripping out on B-movie horror scenes of satanic and demonic hallucinations while they were going through withdrawal, like Train Spotting cranked it up to 11 without the comedy.
They were just actually trying to pray away the gay. That's what they were doing.
So we're talking about Fred Phelps now.
Fred Phelps or Fred.
Hang on a second. One of my closest friends is gay. Don't even start with that.
Hey, I would never question your lifestyle, friend.
Shut up. Wow. I am not going to have a date for many months.
You might have one tonight.
Jackass.
I'm a terrible friend.
Yeah, you are. So we watched the movie.
Yes, we did.
So we just watched Put Your Weight on It.
Well, we're actually cleverly trying to show you how they jumped from scene to scene without any clear transition or clear continuity by constantly interrupting ourselves and also going off on weird trains of thought.
And completely bad tangents, because that's what this movie did.
Oh, yeah. And the worst thing is that it actually had good elements to it. It had bad elements. It was sort of in that
It was a finite gray area between good and hideous. Now, mind you, I watched this movie over any Michael Bay movie.
I would watch a Michael Bay movie if I was praying for explosive diarrhea and it would help me get in the mood.
Well, we had chili tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go to the bathroom first.
Don't you get back here.
Well, I'll just go on the couch.
That's why I have a paper towel underneath you.
Yeah. I'll put my weight on it.
Put your weight on it. Okay, so you've got the basic gist of the plot. Towards the end of this, Rudy Ray Moore and his silent partner, along with his buddy cops, go on what I think is the final raid of this PCP facility in a back alley. Rudy Ray Moore engages with what I can only be described as a Black Dakota from Strike Commando, except he is not Red Brown without the high-pitched scream. I was half expecting this guy to go, get up and show me what you do with your fists. Knocks the guy out, gets knocked out when he gets inside the facility, gets restrained with a gas mask on his face, which I think can only be assumed as a constant pouring of PCP, wraps his legs around the assassin's neck like he's a lot of vagina from James Bond, demands that he takes the mask off his face, and even after that, he starts just friggin' tripping on whatever this is, and begins this 20-minute long exposition of psychedelic horror for the rest of the movie, like it's poetic justice.
Yeah, it just... The worst part of this film was that there wasn't any scene I could get excited about. Like, for example, in King Kong, which I will insist was a terrible movie.
Oh, straight up.
They had the dinosaur stampede. And, that just got... I was just laughing my ass off for at least 10 minutes at ridiculousness.
You can at least laugh at that. This movie was like... We were both having a good solid buzz when we started this, and by the end of this movie, we were straight stone cold sober. Not because we stopped drinking, but because this movie was just that dull.
Yeah, it's about as bad as this review. And
no, I think our review has a lot more comedy to it.
That's true. It's because people will be laughing at us instead of with us.
They do that anyway.
Yeah, I know. But, the best characters in the movie only got, 3 seconds apiece. There was, drunk dad. Oh, my God.
He had the shades. He was holding a 40. I mean, he was like me before I had my coffee in the morning.
It's that guy was amazing. And then, then they had, friendly old black man.
The guy driving the bike?
Yeah,
oh, he was chill.
Just every archetypical, friendly old wise 70s, black man.
Yeah, I mean, they had some really cool, cranky Kong, I'm going to offer you some insight. Oh, and then you had the main characters, which didn't listen to, the wise old, people.
No, I need to... The audience needs to know that they had a black guy with a dwarven-style beard with beads in it.
Straight up Gimli.
And, I was in love with this man the second I saw him, and they took him away from us, Fred.
I know. So this movie ends with Rudy Ray Moore, the disco godfather Tucker, completely tripping out on the drug that he was trying to stop, and it ends on this cliffhanger of him freaking out, saying that he has nothing to worry about. Bing! Credits. Complete downer.
What a twist.
Now, I would normally say what a twist, but there was no sequel to it. The next Rudy Ray Moore movie was Dolomite, which had nothing to do with the Disco Godfather plotline.
It took a lot of courage not to just kill himself after that movie. And in the end...
he did die 10, 15 years later.
Was it from PCP?
No, it's from something else. Natural.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace, Rudy Ray Moore.
A lion ate him.
Well, so that's our review. Dysfunctional, discredited, no plot, no character development, because that's all this movie was. One big 93-minute long exposition of an anti-drug movie that I will never get back in my life. Except for these friggin' awesome suit jackets.
For me, on the other hand, this movie was my anti-drug.
I mean, I haven't smoked cigarettes in over 10 years. This just makes me want to not smoke anything ever again.
Yeah, I mean, this will keep me away from drugs because movies lead to drugs, and I don't think I can watch another movie.
Gateway drug.
Yeah.
All right, so slightly convoluted. We got a couple more movies coming up on the horizon, so put up with us a little bit longer. Until then, y'all have a good weekend, and we'll catch up to you on the flip side.